How's it going, everyone? Lone Hawk here today, and welcome to my basic cutting guide. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you all the tools you need to get started losing weight without losing muscle, because that's what a good cut should do. You should be able to trim your waistline, get rid of that extra fat, and really keep those gains you've worked hard to achieve. Both men and women, that's what a good cut should be. So let's jump right into it and start with talking about the basics of cutting. A cut on a very basic level is a caloric deficit. Your body's going to be burning more calories than you're putting in. So you're going to need to eat less food. Now, in theory, what this should do is force your body to burn fat instead of the food you're putting in, because you're not putting in enough food. Your body is a little bit starved for calories, so it should burn fat to fuel your workouts, to fuel your everyday life. However, if you do this wrong, your body can also use muscle to fuel your workouts in your daily life, and you don't want that. That's what we're trying to avoid. You want your body to use fat and not muscle to cut. So let's start by talking about the length of a cutting cycle, because if you cut too fast, you'll end up cutting muscle. I recommend a 6 to 8 week cutting cycle. Now, there are some people who do less than 6 weeks, and there are some people that do more than, 10 weeks or 8 weeks. However, I think the sweet spot is 6 to 8 weeks. And then at the end, you can determine how you're feeling from there. You can continue the cut or end it. The reason I don't like going less than 6 weeks is because I don't feel like it's very noticeable. You won't notice much change in only a month of 4 weeks. I think 6 weeks is definitely noticeable change. And I don't think you should really go over 8 weeks, because when you cut for too long, when you're at a caloric deficit for too long, your body gets used to it for one, and you'll stop losing weight. Your hormones are definitely different than when you're at a caloric surplus. So you may be moodier, you may not be as happy. I think 6 to 8 weeks is the sweet spot for a cut. Now, let's talk about what you should be eating when cutting, and then later we're going to talk about what your workouts should be. When you're cutting, you obviously want to be at a caloric deficit. Now, I'm not going to talk about the specifics of that. All I'm going to say as far as numbers go here is try to be between 200 and 400 calories under what you're burning every day. Now, you can use a calculator online to determine that, but I'm saying go 200 to 400 calories under what you think you are burning in a day. And what you should do as far as macros is increase your protein intake by like 30 or 40%, decrease fat intake, and maintain carb intake. So you want high amounts of carbs, high amounts of protein, and low amounts of fat when you're cutting. Let me explain this. When you're cutting, your body, like I said, wants to burn fat and muscle to provide for your body. You need calories to live. If your body doesn't have enough fuel, you'll die. So your body's going to start burning other things other than the food you're putting in. When you increase your protein intake significantly, you put lots of nitrogen and amino acids in your bloodstream, and your body is less prone to burning muscle and more prone to burning fat. So what I recommend doing is increase your protein intake. I recommend whey protein after every single workout. And when I'm cutting, I take casein protein before bed every single night. Casein protein is a very slow digesting protein, which takes between 6 and 8 hours to digest. So when you drink that before bed, throughout the night, your body is being supplied with nitrogen and good muscle building amino acids as well as proteins, and your body's not going to be burning muscle overnight. So that's what I recommend as far as macros go. What are you going to want to be doing in the gym, though, while you're cutting? Well, let me explain this, because this is a huge misconception. A lot of people think while you're cutting, while you're in the gym, you should be going as hard as possible. Maximum volume, maximum workout. You just want to be destroying your body all the time. But that's not the reality. When you're cutting, your body is less fueled, and you're not going to be able to get as good of a workout. You're going to have less energy, and if you go too hard, you can end up triggering catabolism, which is what I've talked about, burning muscle. We don't want to burn muscle. So what you want to do in the gym as far as cutting goes is train for strength. That means most exercises are going to be between 5 and 8 reps per set, and then 3 to 5 sets. Normally, I try to hit 8 to 12, But when you're cutting, you're going to want to be shooting for strength more than volume. And the reason for that is when you train for strength, it gives your body a reason to hold on to that muscle. Your body will be more inclined to maintain that muscle and not burn it because you need it for strength. When you train for volume, you're kind of closer to cardio in that your body, it's just your muscles are so destroyed and you didn't really go to maximum weight that your body may end up catabolizing that muscle. So what I recommend doing is train for strength at least 3 to 4 days out of the week and train for volume the rest and incorporate cardio. What I do, and this isn't for everyone, what I do, I pretty much do cardio every single day except for the day after legs day. And the reason is because the day of legs day, my muscles aren't sore yet, so I can still go for a run. The day after legs day, my leg muscles are in a super recovery mode. They're super destroyed, and I don't want to hurt them anymore. So what I recommend doing, all of your extra workouts should be cardio workouts. If you're increasing your routine while you're cutting, increase it by adding cardio. Don't add volume. Add strength and add cardio. You don't want to be increasing reps. That's what I recommend. If you do this too fast, like I've said, you will burn muscle. So make sure you're watching your weight. I think you can burn around 2 pounds of muscle per week. Don't want to do that. I think you can burn around 2 pounds of fat per week. Some people say you can only do 1. I don't believe that, but everybody's different. So remember, lift heavy weights, go for strength. As far as the workouts you do, I recommend lots of compound exercises. Isolation is great. It's great for bulking, and it's great to get muscles where you want them, but compound exercises use more muscles, and you can do more weight, which you've already talked about is a good thing. So compound exercises are great. As far as length of workouts is concerned, I usually shoot for an hour or more. But when I'm cutting, that's really difficult. You have less energy. So I'd say shoot for 45 minutes to an hour, not including your cardio. Your cardio should be separate. You should consider that a separate workout. Even if you're doing it like right after your workout, you should consider it separate. Now, while we're on the topic of cardio, let me tell you what I recommend as far as cardio is concerned. First of all, never do cardio before a workout. That's a horrible idea. You do cardio before a workout and you have no blood sugar to work with. So when you go to lift, your body is starved. And when your body is starved and you lift, you'll burn muscle. So make sure you're doing your lift before you do your cardio. It's okay to warm up on like a treadmill before you lift. That's actually recommended. But don't go hard on the treadmill or the bike or cardio before your lift. Do it after. And as far as what you're doing, I strongly recommend interval training. Interval training is great. I do it on the treadmill. Basically, I go from walking for 2 minutes to high-speed jogging on an incline for 2 minutes, and I go back and forth for at least 15 minutes. I usually shoot for 20 to 25, and the reason is because interval training has been proven to burn fat very efficiently and not burn muscle. Interval training is a fantastic tool I think you should be using. If you can't stand interval training, don't worry. Regular cardio is fine. I hop on the bike all the time. I go for long runs all the time. And it's fantastic. As far as supplements go while you're cutting, I've already mentioned whey after every workout, casein before bed, maybe in between meals. Remember, your protein intake is key when you are cutting. Amino acids are okay. Some people don't feel the effects of amino acids. When I have the money, which right now I don't, when I have the money to buy them, I love having amino acids intra-workout. I drink them while I'm working out. For some reason, it helps me. I feel like I can get through the workout better. It could just be mental. I'm not positive, but I think that's good. Some foods that I recommend while cutting, foods that are high in carbs and foods that are high in protein and low in fat. Yogurt, like they have that zero fat Greek yogurt, amazing when you're cutting. Cottage cheese is pretty good for you while cutting. What else is there? Obviously, lean meats are just always good, no matter what cycle you're on. Lean meats are key. Sugars are actually pretty good for you after a workout because they spike your blood sugar. And spiking your blood sugar after a workout, especially if you did cardio, is a good way to start recovering very fast. Just don't consume sugar like right before bed or when you're not working out. Before or after a workout, sugar is good. Any other time, you don't want too much. Remember, use a calculator to determine your caloric, how much calories you burn, and go 200 to 400 calories under that. Don't go too fast, and try to train for strength and not volume. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I've got like a million guides open just in case I forgot anything, but I'm pretty sure that is it. It's normal to lose a little bit of muscle when you're doing this. Even if you cut perfectly, sometimes you will lose muscle. It's just the way your body is. Some good ways to make sure that doesn't happen also include eating foods that increase testosterone. I believe pomegranates increase testosterone. Broccoli increases testosterone. 2 great foods for you, by the way. So increasing testosterone would be a great way to help preserve muscle. And other than that, I think this was supposed to be a basic video, so we're going to cut it off there. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to go into depth in the comments because like I said, I just wanted to talk basics. In the future, I'm going to be doing videos on things like starved cardio, which is something people like. Videos on keto, which I don't recommend short term. Don't recommend keto, but I'll do a video on it anyway, just to explain why you might want to do it. I don't like it, but... And our next video, I think, will probably be the basics of bulking because most people like building muscle. So I did a vote on my Instagram page to determine this video. Be sure to go follow that. It's just Instagram/LoneHawkFit or @LoneHawkFit or whatever. Links will be down below. Follow me on Twitter. Do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys all later. We'll probably be in the gym later this week for a chest day exercise video or a shoulders day because I love me some shoulders, maybe biceps. I'm not even sure. Take care, everyone. Lone Hawk out.